Live from Cool Boys Central.
You're the boss down there. I'm boss up here.
Hold your dicks and rub your tits.
You'll be ice cold.
Here come the Cool Boys.
Just a young boy.
So cool.
So cool.
So cool.
I see cool boys.
So, what did you think of the biscuit ad space at the end of the last one?
The biscuit ad. Was it just whispering biscuit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of turned me on a little bit.
So I think in general for the ads at the end, I'm just gonna until we actually have ads, I'm just gonna try to find a theme in our episode and then add that to the back end of the ad. So like it was a bear attack sound effect.
I think that's a great idea. So all you viewers listening,
What's the sound of torrenting?
Stay tuned to the end.
Stay tuned for the ad.
I guess we're in then. Greetings, Cool Boys Nation, and welcome to the sexiest podcast on the interweb.
Sexy.
As always, I'm Felk, and I'm here with...
Ballard.
And Nolan.
How's it going?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
All right, Noli. Well, hey, Noli. So you were a special guest last episode for every segment.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, I assumed you were going to cut that out and only have the one when he comes back instead of keeping it so that he kept coming back for every individual segment.
I liked
it. You made me sound like a total creep though as I came in with like, oh yeah, just like commenting on your jargon.
Yeah, I disagree.
Yeah. That was great too. Yeah, I agree. I disagree.
So what'd you think of ASMR in general, Noli? Does that sound like the weirdest fucking shit ever?
I wasn't too aware of it, but now I think I have it. I wasn't turned on by someone whispering, but definitely with the nails and the weird sounds, like that definitely affects me.
Did the girl from Gentle Whispering do it for you? Did you check that out?
No, I did it. Yeah, she did not do it for me. No.
The headphones are a necessity because it's like she's whispering right into your ear, and that's where you get the sensation from.
It gives me like a horror vibe, though. I definitely get scared by it. So
some people like that too.
Something. Yeah, no, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it, but it doesn't really affect me. It just creeped me out, really.
Really, the chalkboard never did anything to you?
No. I think the other thing Felk mentioned was the ceramic, like metal on ceramic, like knives on a plate or whatever.
Yeah, that shit.
Forks on plate doesn't bug me.
Fucks me up, man.
Oh, really? Oh, then you're one of the people.
I do, man. I don't think I don't have it in a sexual way though.
Yeah.
At least not that I know about. Maybe I should start trying.
No major hard-ons?
Yeah, try masturbating to plates colliding with forks and see if that see if that does it for you. Actually, Beauty and the Beast would be a good movie.
Yeah, really. All the plates in that scene to be our guest. Yeah, I had no idea about ASMR, and then randomly through a brainstorming session with Felk, he just mentioned it by chance, and I was like, what the fuck is ASMR? And he's just like, oh, it's this and this. I'm like, that's an episode you got to explain ASMR. Because
you were asking for weird internet stuff, and that's definitely a weird internet thing. And
absolutely.
After publishing our podcast, it turns out there is a shit ton of ASMR podcasts, most of them kind of sexual.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of sexual, isn't that kind of funny that Tory Black follows us?
It's not the real Tory Black, unfortunately.
Oh, it isn't? I thought it was. It looked like it was.
No, it's a fan page pretending to be her. She has a verified Twitter account that's separate from that one.
Well, isn't that crazy that her fans decide to follow us?
Yes. There are a lot of real amateur porn stars who are following us now and just trying to promote, which is really sad. The idea that you can't just like do porn now and immediately become famous. You have to work it on a social media level and like I got to get Twitter followers for when my first anal scene comes out, it won't just go into the void and no one will care. And that's just like, man, all you used to have to do was just like show up and not be too coked out to perform to be a porn star.
Yeah, I guess that's true, huh? I guess for our Talking Body segment later this episode, I finally have a porn star to add to it, so we can get into that a little bit later.
Oh, I'm excited. Nice. I'm excited.
Yeah, she's all natural, and
those are rare.
I was pretty blown away. I think she's already retired, and that too. She's like 19 or maybe when she turned 20, she like retired already, so she's in and out. But she left a great catalog.
Awesome.
All right, well, I guess we'll find out soon. Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned to the episode.
To find out
Don't
who.
just jump out during this section right now where we're just rambling for funsies and making time.
We're doing fine. We needed to get
are you
noise
jacking
impressions.
off right now? What is that?
Does it look like it?
It totally
Yes, it
looks
does.
like you're jacking off right now.
I had an itch.
Are those Batman shorts?
They are Batman. Yes.
Are those your nighttime shorts?
They're actually pants, pantalones.
Ooh.
But yes.
You know, I hear about pants. They sound good.
Mm,
So, Felk, you said that Felk came into this, just for the audience's information, a little edification. Felk came into this seemed a little tense. And apparently, Felk, you had a wonderful gym experience.
Well, just as a reminder, listeners, I live, as does Nolan, in the city of Los Angeles, which is probably a factor. I imagine gyms in the real America, so to speak, are a lot less insane. But in LA, they are all oversold to a degree where, like, you're basically in line forever. I've cycled through now 5 gyms, I think, local ones, then a 24-hour fitness, then a gym that was owned by basically a corrupt Chinese man that got like raided by the feds because he was double charging and I got a bunch of charges on my credit card that were from the gym that the credit card company reimbursed me for, and apparently he was doing that to a lot of his people. That Yelp page was amazing because it was basically about how people were being extorted by the gym owner. But that gym was actually the best gym I've ever belonged to because it was always relatively empty. I could go in there, the equipment was clean, get my pump on.
It wasn't a chain. It was a pop shop.
Yeah, there's only one.
That
That's why
wasn't
I'm
the
not
one
gonna.
with the homeless people fucking in the spa all the time?
So as a result of that place getting shut down, and it was like all these charges on my credit card. I got them reimbursed. Canceled the membership, had to jump through a bunch of hoops. The guy threatened me in the gym, like one of their thugs who worked there. He was like, no, we're going to keep charging you. And I'm like, well, I'm month to month, so you can't do that. I'm canceling. He's like, yeah, we're going to find you. And I was like,
Russian bathhouse or something?
Chinese.
Nice.
So I was like, okay, well, I'm scared now. And then fortunately, 2 weeks later, the place was like foreclosed and then demolished. Wow. After that, I went back to 24-hour fitness, and the 24-hour fitness in LA, at least the one I go to, has a Yelp page that notes a neat little catch where a lot of their members are homeless people, which I did not realize is actually a common thing. And indeed, I found a couple of articles online that explain how that works. And if you're homeless and maybe have a car or at least some money coming in, you join a gym, and that way you get a free locker that you can access whenever you want, and showers and a place to sleep. And as a result, there was always homeless people sleeping sometimes by the sauna, often in the locker room. And this is a nice place. In fact, I have seen a couple of porn stars, including Kendra Lust, who's probably the biggest porn star. She worked out there like every night.
Nolan, you used to work out with porn stars. Gianna Michaels, right?
Yes. And Johnny Sins.
Johnny Sins?
Johnny
really?
Sins, yes. And more. I don't remember their names at this point, but yes, that was over in the can I name a location?
It's up to you.
It was in the Valley. That's at a place, at 24-hour fitness. And yeah, lots of porn stars.
According to Wikipedia, his fake name is Johnny Sins, but his real name is Steve Wolf. There's no way his real name is Steve Wolf.
His real name is better than his fucking porn name.
I know.
Yeah, really. He should have gone into porn with Steve Wolf.
Yeah, Johnny Sins is a terrible name. It's like super generic.
Yeah, and then he should howl as soon as he's coming.
I actually was mistaking him and thinking he was a different male porn star. There's this guy who's also bald and very fit, but he always wears like a yellow like Live Strong bracelet. And he
what?
I question his sexuality.
Jules Jordan?
No, not Jules Jordan.
I was up with my porn stars in the mid 2000 range, but after in the teens, I no longer pay much attention.
Well, it's tough now. It's hard out there. You got a fucking network. You can't just like there's all the amateur stuff is like just you're a porn star for 2 weeks, then you're done. I
love how this is like the unofficial porn episode right now.
That's fine.
I also love how Felk has seen what's that guy's name? What's the Ryan Gosling?
It's a play on Ryan Gosling. Yeah, I saw him at a Ralph's.
What's that guy's name?
I took a sick day from work and went to Ralph's to buy like a fucking gallon of orange juice, and he was there buying like 3 or 4 liters of vodka in the middle of the day.
Yeah, that guy's a fucking douchebag.
Yes,
Gotta get wasty.
he is.
Is it Brian Gosling?
Yeah, it's clearly a play on Ryan Gosling, who he doesn't really look that much like, but he is just
Looks
everything
like him.
everything wrong with Silver Lake,
All
basically.
right, I'm looking this guy up. What's his name? Brian Gosling?
I think it's Gozzling, I think.
Like you're guzzling, but he is way too rough with with
he
girls.
does rough stuff. It's not sexy.
No, it's not. And I don't mind a little rough, but like he crosses
nothing
off.
at all like Ryan Gosling. He looks like just a weird just white crack addict.
He looks like a guy who tend bar at a place that has really terrible service and really douchey customers.
Sure.
Wow. Well, Brian Gosling, if you're listening to this, come join us as a
special guest.
Yeah, special guest interview.
Yeah,
and we won't tear into you and how stupid and tooly you look.
Yeah, when I think a guy goes too far, that means he's really going too far. Maybe cut that out.
Nope. All right. Well, Felk, what else have you been up to recently?
What was the story of the gym? What was
the story at the gym?
I went there and it was completely just packed, and there was a fucking guy on the, what Smith machines are, right? Like that's all. I joined Planet Fitness, which is like fucking a feel-good inspiration gym that has nothing to do with actually working out, which I thought was the catch. Like, oh, good, I'll actually be able to work out here because no one will be using the real machines. They don't even have deadlift racks. They just have Smith machines, which are just like deadlift racks that you can or squat racks that you can't like fuck up, basically. And there was a dude sitting there playing goddamn Candy Crush, and he was there for 25 minutes and was playing Candy Crush the entire time. And I asked him twice, I'm like, hey, can I work in? And he's like, I'm about to do a rep. And I never saw the guy do a rep.
For 25 minutes.
And I almost got in the fight at a Planet Fitness.
Over that? Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I love how many gyms you go to. I went to 24 and I stuck with it, even though I hated it. But I love how you venture out and try them all.
I'm a gym slut.
Yeah, really. Just for the listeners, I just want to let them know that Nolan is like handsomely gorgeous, fit, and everything. Felk is equally handsome, gorgeous, and fit. And then I'm ugly and about 300 pounds. And I've never been to a gym in my life.
Those are all exaggerations.
Yep. Well, slightly in the sense that I'm not really 300 pounds. I'm like 320 pounds.
No, you're definitely the most beautiful body of the three of us, without question.
Ballard?
Yeah, lack of chest and a big gut.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's the manliest of us all. That's for sure.
I have to regularly groom my body hair, and this man just comes naturally perfect.
That guy's got no hair on his body. I love it. Anyway, so I jumped on my PS4 the other night and I saw that Felk had platinumed another game, and you've platinumed a lot of games now.
I have, I think, 17 platinums right now, which is not that many compared to like some fucking nerds. But I assume the people who have like 2,000 platinums are unemployed and don't have any kind of obligations.
Yeah. Anyway, what this means is you've done all these little tasks in video games and gotten little trophies, and Felk has gotten them all.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And I'm sure like a listener out there too is like hearing 17 and thinking like you are a fucking pussy.
Exactly.
I have one. I have one after like 30 years of video gaming.
You have kind of a bullshit one too. I mean, that game's...
What is it?
It's for the fucking werewolf game. What the hell's the name of it?
Oh, The Order? Why is that bullshit? I fucking do it.
Because it's a one playthrough platinum of like a 7-hour game.
So this is what I want to talk to you about. It's
so cool.
I used to get a lot of trophies or achievements, on the Xbox 360, and now I no longer play anything to do with Microsoft. So like those are just sitting out there in oblivion. And that made me realize it is all bullshit and I don't care about them as much anymore. So why at this stage in your life are you still trying to get them? I mean, are you a completionist?
I'm not. Yeah, completionist. So the game I just platinum was Horizon Zero Dawn. It was probably about
Horizon Zero Gay.
Yeah, it is. It actually picks up and gets kind of fun, but it is a game that takes 20 hours till you get to the fun stuff, and then you're fighting the big ass dinosaurs that are robotic, which is what the game is. It's the closest game that we'll ever get to a Dino Riders game.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you just sold that game to me. Out of everything else I've ever heard about that game, you finally sold that game to me.
So you play as a chick who is clearly based off the redhead chick from Game of Thrones, the nothing Jon Snow girl. It's not the same actress, but it looked like they clearly saw Game of Thrones and were like, let's just do that. And
fire crotch must be like insatiable. You know what I mean?
Love that.
Rose Leslie is the name of the actress on Game of Thrones, and she looks so good. Yeah,
I didn't really care for her in Downton Abbey, but I loved her in Game of Thrones.
You know, she looks good on Game of Thrones, but if you see her in anything else, she kind of looks like just a homely English chick.
Yeah, totally.
Well, anyway, so the girl from Horizon Zero Dawn, that's who you basically play as, and then you're fighting fully robotic dinosaurs, not living ones. But there's also like other things like crocodiles and stuff.
I want to check it out, but like I
can have my copy.
I don't have the time anymore. Like with kids and stuff, I don't know, getting trophies and stuff. I still love to do it, but I just can't get all those bullshit ones that you have to spend like so many mundane hours just trying to like get.
It's very much a Far Cry game in terms of shit to do. So yeah, that's enough on. I don't really have that much more to say on platinums. The only thing I like about platinuming a game is that I can say I'm done with you. I never have to worry about going back to this game again. And in some cases, it's just I will never like platinum a game because I'm going for the trophy. That's absurd to me. It's only if I just want to play a game again, like I just wanted like Bloodborne. That's my favorite platinum. That's my favorite game for the PS4. That was just a matter of like, I liked this game the first time I played it and I want to play it again. And it was platinuming. It was really just a matter of doing like a bunch of things that I didn't do the first time. So I did it, and that game's hella hard, but it was really fun, and getting the platinum made it just like slightly more rewarding. And
I think you may have just dropped the first hella on this show.
I think you did. I was
and you're not even NorCal.
I know, you can't say that.
Did I say hella? Who said hella?
Hella?
Yeah, you're.
Oh.
So Felk's from Houston, Texas, and he just somehow dropped hella. And I'm from Northern California, so is Noli. And so I'm surprised that you just dropped the first hella on
Wow, fuck. Next thing you know, I'll be getting a nautical star tattoo.
I hope you do.
Next thing you know, you'll be sucking a dick.
Volcom, baby. Volcom.
Volcom. So my thing is, if I have to bust out a guide to play a video game, it's no longer fun to me.
Yeah.
That's why most platinums you have to do that. And
didn't have to, not for Horizon, because it's same thing as like a Ubisoft game where everything's on the map, so you just do everything on the map and then you get the trophies.
Well, I think my biggest issue with games and gaming in general, with platinum gaming and things like that, is I think the closest I ever got to anything like that would probably be Batman Arkham Knight, and I only really get into very few games because of some things I do. I work in some form of a video game industry, and that can it becomes work, and I totally lost a lot of my generic love for video games, so I have to get into certain things. But I can't get into platinuming just because I hate online gaming. Like,
it's
I just
a mistake, dude. Online gaming is really fun.
Well, see, I bought Battlefront though, and when I realized it was an entirely online game, I was so fucking pissed. I had like 4 arcade like test and tutorial modes I had, and that was it.
The single player in that game is horrible, and nothing like what the game is online. The
game's single player mode brought me back to Nintendo 64's Rogue Squadron. Like, that's what it brought me back to. Like, and I loved that game, except that game was more than just 4 levels. It was like, it was a full game. I'm really excited about Star Wars Battlefront 2, just from what I saw from the story trailer.
I thought Battlefront, the first one, was a pretty fucking bad game. It was a great tech test.
It was. It was terrible. Absolutely.
It looked cool. And I'm not getting fooled by Battlefront 2. It's no. That game is so clearly designed by committee to sell it without any regard to who they're selling it to.
Yeah, it is. No, absolutely, it is.
I like the first one. I had a great time shooting
Wait, what are we
stuff
talking about
in-
first one? Are we talking about the one that just the first one and the new gen? Or
Yeah,
are we
it is
talking
confusing
about-
because there literally is a 2005 game called Star Wars Battlefront 2, and the
that's
first
a great game.
Yeah, and that was the first Star Wars Battlefront game I played, and I fucking loved it. And I didn't even have multiplayer; I was playing it on a PS2, not connected to the internet.
Yeah, that was campaign mode was fantastic.
It was fun, yeah.
Or even the co-op or versus modes were great too. I thought. I was traveling recently, and in the airport had some time to watch some catch up on some movies and read a book. And I read the new The Walking Dead Volume 26. Volume 27 has already been released. I think it was released last month. And I gotta say, compared to that show, holy fuck, is that book incredible. I mean, that book will go down as a masterpiece. The way they are setting up this whole other war, they're in another war with the Whispers right now, and I don't really think you guys probably care too much about spoilers. It will probably affect the show.
It's time for
Spoilers.
So the volume 26 starts off with Rick having to deal with everybody kind of coming against him because of his poor choices in volume 25. And I don't need to get too into that because that's just fucking way too convoluted and ridiculous. So he made some poor choices, and people got upset at him in his own community, and he wanted to change the outlook towards the other this other community that's attacking them called the Whisperers. Anyways, fast forward to the end of the book, and all of a sudden, the book practically becomes a little vignette of Negan's escape and his adventure to the Whisperers, and then his time at the Whisperers, and then it just sticks there for a little bit. Actually, like, it cuts back and forth for a bit, but once Negan's at the Whisperers, you get like a montage of him at the Whisperers, like building up and like learning. Like, this is a guy that was a leader. Obviously, the show even tells us that, and I'm sure that people are aware of that. But he's a leader, and so he's no longer a leader at the Whisperers. He's like the lowest of the low, and it is a fascinating, like, I don't know what it is, maybe 10 pages, where he just grows and grows and grows on Alpha. The Whisperers don't have names; they call themselves Alpha, Beta, and so forth.
Questions for clarification, as because I'm sure many people are only familiar with the show and are interested in this. You said Negan was in control of the Whisperers. Are the Whisperers who they're called in the comics?
No. So Negan,
because it's the Saviors, right?
Another war. Yeah,
Okay.
that's another war, and then Negan gets captured by Rick.
Nolan's losing it.
And and Negan gets captured by Rick and put into a jail cell where he stays for 3+ years.
Okay.
What?
And yeah, and so and
That's
then
not on the
whole-
show yet? They're not there on the show.
And then the whole book jumps 3 years. So you go from Negan being captured in the end of the Savior War to all of a sudden, like, everybody's older, 3 years older. Carl's a lot older. Rick's a lot older. Rick looks vastly different than he ever looked in the comics. And
His hand grows back?
his hand hasn't grown back, unfortunately. So you get to this end of this particular volume, and you're seeing Negan's montage of his time with the Whisperers, which is a completely different group that wears zombie skins. Anyways,
Okay, I've heard of them.
Alpha is the main, and then there's Beta, and who's a huge guy. Alpha's a chick. Anyways, Alpha tends to start to like Negan a little bit, and Beta doesn't trust Negan. So Negan does something wrong. He stops a rape inside the Whisperers camp, and he is ostracized to the outside, and where he's told, you have to essentially be by yourself and survive on your own, and then you can come back to us. Alpha goes out to talk to him, and he tells her he doesn't want her role or whatnot, and he cuts her across the throat, and then he cuts her head off, and he's like, I'm bringing this back to Rick, and that's how it ends.
Oh man, we are just spoiling the fuck out of this for everyone.
It is. So I cannot wait to jump into volume 27 and see what actually occurs. Now, I'm sure someone can jump into a comment section or even send us an email and spoil volume 27 before I read it. But I'm
sure all this is going to happen on this show too. You're definitely spoiling a lot of what potentially happens. So wait, are they redeeming Negan? Are they trying to make him into a good guy now?
I have no fucking clue. I think he's going to take the head back to Rick and try to get on Rick's good side to eventually take out Rick. But I have no clue where it's going. It was a great cliffhanger of an ending, because the ending is Negan holding Alpha's head and just being like, I can't wait to take this back to Rick or whatever.
How close does the show follow the comics?
That's a complicated question, yeah.
Yeah, so Frank Darabont really didn't want to follow the first volume very closely. He wanted to kind of make it his own, and it was a good season. But Then Glenn Mazzara takes over, and Glenn Mazzara really vastly changes the story from the comics. And then Scott M. Gimple's been spending most of his time as showrunner trying to get it back on track with the comics, but since so many massive changes occurred while Glenn Mazzara was running the show, like Andrea's still alive in the book, but she's dead in the show. And like
a very different character. And,
right, and Sophie is still alive in the book. She's the little zombie girl from season 2 that was in the barn the whole time. She's still alive in the book. Anyways, whatever. So
and there's no Daryl at all. That character is just from the show. So
no Daryl.
Is that Norman's character?
Yeah, he kind of what's the black guy who's like Rick's best friend who basically Tyrese. Yeah, so Tyrese was a character, but he wasn't that similar
in the book.
Yeah, but not on the show, and they just killed him off like a bitch, after like 2 seasons.
Well, the problem with the way they set up Tyrese was introduced in volume 2, which should have been season 2.
Yeah,
and they didn't introduce him until I think season 3.5 for season 4, and he ended up not getting killed the way he got killed in the book, which was just the whole end of the prison sequence in the book.
The prisons where Glenn Mazzara took over, right?
Yes, no, he took over halfway through season 2. I rarely cry watching movies or reading books or anything like that. I had a moment, and I think it was volume 8 at the end of the prison, where I just flat out put the book down and started crying because there's a random character from the governor's group who takes a shotgun and shoots Lori and Judith and blows them away, and there's a whole double page spread where you're just seeing Judith and Lori's guts being exploded out by shotgun shells. I'm
basically familiar with the comic book to the extent that whatever is available on Google Images, just by searching for it after each episode, I used to look up and I have a familiarity with it. I mean, the governor, I don't know if you even got to that part of the show, Nolan, but he's basically looks like a white Danny Trejo in the comic books. He's like a fucking
more like Ted Savini, I think is.
That's not his name. Wait, something Savini.
The makeup artist that was in Dawn of the Dead.
It's not Ted. It's Tom Savini.
Tom Savini, yes.
Yeah, and that's a pretty with an eye patch on, or kind of Kurt Russell and.
Well, he doesn't have the eye patch at first. That's something Michonne does to him.
In the comics too.
Yeah, because he rapes Michonne.
Yeah.
And so she cuts his arm off and stabs him and cuts
his
eye out.
My favorite Michonne is the Michonne in 8mm that rapes and kills girls.
Is this what? We took a weird turn. Michonne's a character on.
Wait. 8mm. Are you talking about the Nick Cage movie?
Yes, I am.
Hey, just out there for Cool Boy Nation, the next episode is going to be about Nick Cage, and we're calling it Caged Up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually Machine, but in French it's Michonne.
Oh. Michonne.
That's not actually what the word is, but.
Well, I'm really excited about Volume 27, and I kind of know a little spoiler from Volume 27 about the character of Gabriel, the priest, about how he has a multi-page spread of him being eaten. Well, he apparently gets eaten upside down by zombies for 5 pages or some shit.
Good. So, I fucking hate his character so much.
It sounds fucking intense. I can't wait to get there.
What's the next? Do you want to do the Star Wars thing, or do you want to go straight to Cool Boy Show topic? There's a trailer for Star Wars The Last Jedi just released and did nothing for me.
You clearly don't like this.
Nope.
What's up with that?
I'm probably I have a bunch of Star Wars shit on my walls that was put up in about 2012 when Star Wars represented something that was created by a crazy man who created a flawed vision.
You finally put shit on your walls in 2012. Did you wait a while to see if it was going to be a good franchise?
No, I moved in 2012.
Okay.
and I have a bunch of Star Wars art that's still from there. And now that Star Wars is something that's created by a heartless committee that brought us, and granted, it kind of brought us the MCU, but it also brought us fucking Beauty and the Beast and whatever else. It now no longer feels like something that's for me, which is for the nerdy kid who got made fun of and called fag. Maybe bleep that.
Nope.
Many times for all the shit. I knew that Bespin was the name of the city, not the planet, and I was like, oh, this kid's weird. Let's not talk to him anymore.
Hang on. Endor. What's the name of what's Endor?
Endor is a forest moon.
No, it's not. Endor is the planet The moon.
Oh, that's right. Right. Okay. Well, whatever. I mean, I don't care about it anymore.
Some fucking fan you are.
The forest moon of Endor. Okay, fine. Fuck it. Doesn't matter anymore anyways.
So, wait, I don't know that. The planet they fought on at the end of Jedi is not Endor? It's the moon
that's
of
not
Endor?
Endor.
It's the forest moon of Endor.
The moon of Endor.
Yeah.
Holy shit, mine just got fucking blown.
I'm sure lots of people's minds are blown on that one. A lot of people also think, like, remember that line from, like, Star Wars when they're like, many Bothans died? Like, how come we didn't see any Bothans in Rogue One? Well, that was fucking Return of the Jedi. Rogue One was fucking A New Hope. It had nothing to do with Bothans.
Also, the Bothans were assholes, too. The Bothans sold them out. That information was bad.
It was. You're right. The Bothans did some. They're fucking pricks.
Yeah,
that's
the
right.
Bothans are pricks. And that's
Guys,
kind of expanded.
I have one thing to say to you.
Yo.
You're both a bunch of fags.
Thank you.
Fucking nerd.
Oh, it feels actually, honestly, thank you for that, because it feels so good to be called that for knowing about Star Wars again. Now that Star Wars is for everybody.
I know a lot. You guys know more than me, so I'm a fag too. So we're all fags.
So Noli, did you like the teaser?
Yeah, it pumped me up, man. And the music was like thumping, like the way it ended. It was like very like droney and just like. Dun. I was like, yes, I'm there.
I just thought it was a bad trailer. It just didn't have it to me.
I liked it a lot, but I had a big problem with the fact that it reminded me a lot of the Force Awakens first teaser.
I watched that video and like
that video is bullshit.
Yeah, that video is bullshit. They put in shots of the movie.
They fucking cut yak, because I remember that teaser shot to shot from Force Awakens, and like there were shots in that
Maz Katana or whatever her name is not in any trailer like that, and they
absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, I just love the trailer. Like gives you this huge cliffhanger. Like I'm gonna end all the Jedi. You know that line's like the first line he says when he meets Rey. Like I'm not gonna do this because I want to end the Jedi.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. Like
they make it seem like the big deal of the movie, but it's gonna be just a small little part. But that is,
I think I've heard somewhere that's trailer clickbait, and I agree with that.
Oh,
statement.
totally
like,
is. Totally
they put that in there just to like be like, oh my god, I'm gonna write a think piece up on fucking Screen Rant.
Luke's going evil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I really like the teaser, but I mean, I'm also a total fucking like loser and love anything Star Wars. So I mean, I have like Felk, I have Star Wars all over my fucking office and house.
It totally is a committee now. I still feel like the people involved were there during the original, and they want to make a good film. And Rian Johnson's a huge fucking fanboy. Like, he's not going to sell out and make some bullshit. He wants to do like the best Star Wars you've ever fucking seen.
I'm not really even talking about the movies. I'm actually more talking about the marketing and the way it's presented and just the mentality behind it.
But you said you didn't like the teaser because of that.
But that's part of the marketing. I just don't like the Luke being. I'm sad. I don't want to be a Jedi anymore. Jedis are bad. Like that is not going to get my dick hard. Sorry.
Well, Felk, I want to agree with you on one aspect of this. I totally agree that this is all by committee at this point, because I may be one of a very small minority of Star Wars fans, but I did not like Rogue One.
Oh, I hated Rogue One. I
hated Rogue One. It's the only Star Wars movie I saw once in the theater.
Yeah.
Are you guys kidding me? You guys didn't like that movie?
I did not like Rogue One, and then when I rewatched it with Emma, she also loves Star Wars and is all excited about May the 4th this year, because I will be showing my kids Star Wars for the first time. I mean, I'm really excited by it. But and Emma is too. But Emma and I watched Rogue One for the second time in our house, and she falls asleep within the first 20 minutes, and then I'm like, do you want to finish it at all? And she's just like, nah, who gives a shit? Fuck this movie. This is I'm so bored during it.
Because Rogue One sucks.
I haven't watched it twice yet, but I thoroughly enjoyed it in theaters. I'll have to watch it again.
I hated it.
What'd you hate about it so much?
I didn't like the characters. I thought the
characters are not good.
The characters are terrible. The plot is weak as fuck, as far as I'm concerned. And I don't think that's a weak plot in the sense of what'd you expect from a story based around a plot hole? No.
Don't base a story around a plot hole then. Don't make that movie.
Yeah, don't make that movie. Exactly.
Are you guys are you that upset about them trying to explain the torpedo pod could enter a hole?
I'm not upset that. I really just wish the movie gelled. That's all. I mean, the movie feels like, oh shit, we need to go reshoot it. To me, it feels like that.
Yeah, you can tell the third act was shot by a different director, basically. Who at the very end was like, oh, we got to make it Star Wars, so let's add the space battle, which clearly was tacked on.
And
I can see that.
And the Darth Vader sequence in the hallway, however cool it is, it ruins New Hope, because all of a sudden then he just fights Obi-Wan like a geezer.
Yeah.
And and it's like, what the fuck? Like, why aren't you lifting Obi-Wan up against the ceiling and cutting him with a lightsaber and pulling shit every which way? Like, Darth Vader becomes like the most like castrated motherfucker.
It fucks up the dialogue. It fucks up the opening of A New Hope as well. It completely
totally
makes
fucks up the opening of New Hope.
Makes no sense now.
Makes no sense. He ruins it.
In Star Wars, transmitting plans now means running them down a hallway, apparently.
But Felk, this is how it ruins A New Hope for me. It all of a sudden makes Vader into the new R2-D2 had jets the whole time. So why in Return of the Jedi did R2-D2 not fucking jet off of Jabba's platform? He just falls with fucking C-3PO.
Dude, you guys gotta forget that prequels that come out 30 years later that have like advanced special effects just ruin everything. So you just gotta let that go. You gotta let that go.
That's literally what Rogue One is a prequel with advanced special effects made 30 years later.
Yeah, you just let it go. Just watch it.
I did like the space battle, and I love seeing Red Leader and Gold Leader. And I thought that was fucking awesome, though. I mean, I don't want to like just bash on the film. I loved that space battle.
If you showed me that space, but yeah, that was a great finale. Like I was having fun. Like shit was hot.
I was done by that
Vader
point.
looked great. Like Vader did look great. He sounded terrible, but he looked great.
He did sound different. He sounded different.
That's because James Earl Jones is like 90 years old.
Yeah.
I think that movie was a test for Disney and for Lucasfilm to go, okay, can we still use James Earl? Will people still follow like side plots to the original trilogy? And I think the outcome was, based on the information that's been developed since in the news, is that they went, no, they can't. And they said after Obi-Wan, they're not going to do any more Star Wars stories that are based around the original trilogy because it's just too tied in to the fact that we have to use CGI Leia. Oh, Carrie's dead.
That's the thing. That's what Rogue One was a test to see if they could CGI a dead person, what they did with Grand Moff Tarkin, and they tried it with Carrie Fisher just in case, and then she died, and now it's fucking it wouldn't be tasteful if they don't, and they have to wait like 5 to 10 years before they can CGI her.
Right, and that's weird too because now they bounce back and forth with information from Carrie Fisher's brother who said like she will be in Episode 9 with repurposed footage from 8. And then Kathleen Kennedy just came out and was like, no, that's not going to be the case. Carrie's done in 8. And that's just going to feel really weird. If they just end 8 and, like, she's alive and then she's not involved in 9, that will feel weird.
I think that will be weird, but I think what they're going to do is the ship or whatever she's on in the trailer, I think that's now going to blow up in the space battle.
God, I hope so.
They have to do something. You can't just like have the next movie where she's alive and not mention her. Like that would be tasteless to me.
Princess Leia says.
Princess Leia went back to her home planet.
Yeah, she went back to she went back to Alderaan's fucking like asteroid field. But I did like The Last Jedi. I really did like that teaser. I thought it really hyped me up. It's all it needed to be. And all that teaser needed to do for me was just show me some footage from the movie so I can get my dick hard, and then just make me excited so that I can hold onto my erection for the next few months. And it did.
No, honestly, they don't even need to release trailers at this point. They just need to the movie comes out this date, go see it, and everyone's going to go see it.
I think they should only release 5-second teaser trailers for trailers and then never air the trailer.
Yeah, but that's because there's a $1 billion to $2 billion market called China that doesn't give a shit about Star Wars, and that's why they need to have these trailers. And that's how they're going to try and sell it because they cannot fucking crack that shell. I mean, movies that are shit to us, like Fast and Furious, or Fate of the Furious, just made so much fucking money in China. And The Force Awakens tanked. It was a completely unsuccessful movie. They're like, well, what the fuck do we do? So they put Donnie Yen and whoever the other guy was, the biggest stars in China, in Rogue One. Again, committee thinking, group think, and like surely that'll work. But I mean, even if it was just one person that making these decisions, it seems like a pretty no-brainer. China still said like, we like this star, but we don't know what the fuck Star Wars is, so we're not going to see this movie. And those of us who did were very confused why we were supposed to care about any of this. So are they done?
Well, I just feel like that China just needs to get over it and like realize that Nute Gunray is essentially a massive Chinese characterization.
They can't even see that movie. It's not even like they have to fucking torrent it and like buy it illegally. They don't.
Wait, they can't see episode 1 or 2 or 3?
They don't officially have access to because the Chinese government only allows about 10 to 12 movies a year, and the movies that are like sold on media, if they're not one of the approved movies, they're only sold like unofficially they're gray market. So I mean, yeah, they can get their hands on episode 1, but if you didn't grow up with that shit, would you go out of your way and be like, here's the first movie in the franchise to watch, it's called episode 1, and they watch it and they're like, no thank you.
Really? That's fucking weird.
I have a big question,
but
guys.
Felk, they can't torrent shit there, right? I mean, their internet is so monitored.
No, it's like sold on DVDs, like gray market DVD sales.
Gray market. What do you mean by gray market?
Gray market is not legally protected, but also not illegal. No one's going to come in and shut them down, but they're not like operating within the confines of the law where if they get robbed or whatever, they can't fucking call the cops. I think that's how like DVD stores work in China, where they still watch movies on DVD.
Wow. I did not know that.
Well, speaking of less than legal ways to watch movies, let's move on to our cool boy show topic, which is DVR versus streaming versus torrenting.
Ooh, so cool.
Report preliminary findings.
Not worried about her. We gotta keep him gagged.
Cool Boy Nation, pop your cocks and drop your tops.
It might be interesting and important for you to know.
It's time for our Cool Boy show topic.
Hey, I like that.
Spoilers.
No sweat.
So cool.
So I quit cable in 2013. I just was only watching Netflix, and I had Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime.
Wait, 2013, really?
Yeah, I've been a cable cutter for a long time, and I technically work on a show that's on cable. So that was kind of a catch point, is that people are like, "Oh, did you watch the show?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and because I don't even have the ability to actually watch the thing I work on, which is kind of controversial, but that's our own fault for not being on fucking Hulu or something. So yeah, I mean, I jumped off that bridge a long time ago and came back in 2015. I was just kind of wanted to try it out and to see let's see how cable's changed in 3 years and see if it's better. Got my cable box and saw that about 500 of the 600 channels I got were still in SD in 2015. It had the exact same fucking shitty interface in the cable box, and I think I decided to watch the fucking Oscars and got rid of it again and bought an antenna. And watch the Super Bowl and the Oscars via a fucking old-fashioned antenna, and everything else is Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, and now HBO Now. And that gets me still a little less than cable price-wise, and gives me more content than I could possibly ever watch.
Wow, really? See, okay, I'm still DVR and cable, and I'm fine with it, and I've been doing it ever since I've been outside of my parents' home and everything like that. And I love DVR. I guess for me it's just the idea that if I can't have access, that freaks me out. But I do stream Netflix. That's about it. I know that there's obviously Amazon, Hulu, whatnot, Cracked or whatever.
Crackle? Crackle has fucking the exclusive Joe Dirt 2 movie.
No, I was. Is that what it is?
Yes, that is an exclusive to Crackle.
Really?
Yes, because it was part of the original Adam Sandler deal to Netflix.
Is it David Spade?
Yes.
It is David Spade.
It's Happy Madison, and he tried to sell that as part of the fucking stupid fucking deal that Adam Sandler got with Netflix of 5 movies. And they're like, we don't want Joe Dirt 2. So Crackle's like, we'll take it. We're Crackle.
What kind of deal did he get where that's profitable as opposed to releasing 6 movies in the theaters and making $100 million on each?
A fucking great deal. I mean, seriously, that guy must have had an incredible deal.
Did they give him $500 million?
$600 million. I think it was something it was $100 million an episode or a movie or something like that, and the budgets are around 50 to 60. And
holy shit!
This brings me back to my other things. I get Netflix has a ton of cash, but why are they doing this?
Because that Blazing Saddles or whatever ridiculous 6 movie he made for them was their most watched original movie of all time.
Okay, well, spending $100 million on an original movie, does that really get them enough users to warrant the cost of that? I don't understand what new users are jumping aboard. Oh, Adam Sandler's got new movies. Let's fucking get on Netflix. I mean, is that what they're hoping for? Does it equal the cost of the movie?
No, it must. I mean, I think what it is it's the same reason Brad Pitt's doing a movie now with them and others.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think it's just I think they went and they were we need something that resembles theatrical film. And Adam Sandler makes theatrical films that make fairly good money for fairly cheap, and he's a good gamble. And I think that was their choice or their decision on their choice. And I mean, I haven't watched a single Adam Sandler film on Netflix.
No, me either.
No, me neither.
So.
And I already paid for it before then, like, and it still didn't get me hyped to like even watch it.
No, I agree.
Oh no, wait, I have watched one of them because a fucking girl who was over put one on, and it was the
You Netflix and chilled.
Yeah, it was the one with David. Yeah, exactly. It was the one with David Spade, and he's like a FBI agent or something. I don't know. I
Felk, you Netflix and chilled?
We only made it about 45 minutes in before
You chilled.
What'd you do?
we chilled.
What'd you do during the chill session?
None of your sexy business.
Tell me. Go into deets.
Buttholes.
No, I did not with that one.
Was there buttholes?
No.
No buttholes.
There's been buttholes, but not in this specific scenario.
I don't think I could get into any butthole work while Adam Sandler's playing in the background.
Yeah, what movie leads to buttholes?
The girl with the dragon tattoo.
That's butthole all over.
That's an easy segue.
That's fucking
Well, that was
awesome.
a horrific rape scene. But hey, you know, speaking of
rape scenes, yeah. Well, I mean, I do Netflix. I've always done Netflix. I've been doing Netflix like practically since 2006, I think.
Do you still do a hard copy? Netflix?
Yeah, I still do hard copy because the hard copy is the only way I can access brand new films without having to torrent them.
Dude, no, it's so much cheaper just to rent them on Amazon, dude.
You want to know something fucking stupid? I would absolutely still do hard copy discs from Netflix, but my goddamn apartment's mailbox slot does not fucking fit DVDs.
Oh,
that's fucking gay.
Yeah. they just you can't send them back and you can't get them. It's
actually
letter sized.
When I was living over in Brentwood, Los Angeles, I wasn't getting my Netflix hard copies, and eventually it was found out that a guy at the local post office there was stealing like 13,000 DVDs.
I believe it. I've been saying that shit for years.
Yeah, so when you don't get them, a fucking post office guy is stealing them.
Watsonville, California, that entire fucking United States Post Office Department, I am certain is doing that shit.
Where's Watsonville?
It's up near Santa Cruz.
Well, I think that's fucking that's my biggest issue. But Noli, I think something that you just started recently that I've been looking into because I mean, I have friends a lot like Felk who tell me that I'm like a grandpa for watching like DVR still and cable and paying for cable. And I would say that like I'm at the point where if I can find a viable option to get all the channels I watch, I would probably do it. And I think one of those viable options that came up fairly recently was PlayStation View.
Yeah, you can get everything with PlayStation View.
Right.
Well, everything but Bravo, right?
No, you get Bravo. That's the only reason I have it.
They have everything.
Oh, shit. Because when I went on their website, they didn't mark off Bravo as one of their channels.
Bravo's on there for sure.
Is Bravo that important to you, or is it?
This is breaking news. Ballard is switching over to PlayStation View after this episode.
It's $50 a month. It's not cheap.
But it's a lot cheaper than cable.
No, it's $40 a month.
Okay.
The lowest option, $39.99.
That's cheaper than cable.
I wish you get a lot for that. And I got $39.99. I got the lowest base package, and for $19.99 a month, I added on HBO plus Cinemax. So I have those two channels.
Wow. See, I don't need the HBO, and Stars and Cinemax I don't care for.
Do you have a friend who torrents HBO shows?
No, because I have HBO Go and Now or whatever it is. The one that's not tied to cable.
You already pay for that on the side?
Yeah, because I mean I love HBO, so I'm going to pay for that on the side. Yeah.
HBO Now is much better than HBO Go. HBO Go is usually throttled by cable providers.
Yes. So then I have HBO Now. That's what I have.
Yeah, HBO Now gets like Netflix quality streaming, but HBO Go always looks like shit. It's like streams at like 380p or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
For me, it's always a toss between what I'm like way too like tired for, and I just click on whatever HBO app I just see when I'm like on my iPad at night in bed. But usually I think it's HBO Now I click on. But I do sometimes I'm like HBO Go, that's the one, right? And I click on that one, and then yeah, I get shitty quality.
A topic for a later date is when you're super tired and you want to turn something on, but then you just spend 40 minutes looking for shit, and then you get tired and you go to bed.
Oh, I fucking hate that shit.
I do that all the time.
I do. I spent 40 minutes last night trying to look through HBO Now for a movie or a TV show to watch, and I ended up putting on some stupid British like independent film about like what happens if a nuke goes off in London. And I got like
the way we live now.
no, I think it's something different. I forget what it is, but I got like 15 minutes in, and the nuke didn't go off yet, and I passed out, and then like I never finished it. So like it was a terrible choice, and I spent 40 fucking minutes in bed sweating. Like looking for this fucking movie with my feet under the covers when I could have my feet outside the covers, but I kept them inside the covers.
I watched a lot of the MST3K revival on Netflix, and that was I was a fan of the show growing up. So MST3K, Mystery Science Theater. I watched it.
I need to watch it. Yeah,
Mystery Science Theater 2000.
I saw that last night. Fuck that shit in its asshole.
Oh, it's your problem.
I am not watching a Patton Oswalt, some fucking dude that looks like Greg Miller-esque Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah, he does.
That was released with 13 fucking episodes ready to go. Fuck that.
I watched. I'm almost done.
I will put on old fucking episodes and just love the old shit.
Aren't the old guys involved in it though?
Yeah, Joel Hodgson's involved. He's like the creative.
But he's not in it.
He guest stars.
But the timing is the biggest thing between the bots and the fucking dude.
Well, the bots are new voices. They're not the
I know,
original
and that
guys.
fucking pissed me off. And then Patton Oswalt in it is too on the nose.
Do you not like Patton Oswalt?
I love Patton. I've seen him in live. In fact, I've gone multiple times to see him live. But it's too on the nose to have him be in the show.
Why?
Because he's clearly someone who loves the fucking show and is watching the show.
He's not one of the. He's just one of the mad scientists.
Doctor. Yeah, yeah, exactly. He's the mad scientist. Yeah, but still, it's too on the nose for me. It ruins it.
Yeah, it's him and Felicia Day, and that's very. There's a lot bigger guest stars than you probably are expecting. They got some heavy hitters.
Brad Pitt.
You want me to tell you who?
Brad Pitt.
No, they got Jerry Seinfeld in one.
What?
Neil Patrick Harris in one.
See, I go back to the original Mystery Science Theater 3000, and I think of like Mitchell. And if like those who watch Mystery Science Theater 3000 and seen the episode with Mitchell, like they know that is gold. Like that's the fucking best. That's the epitome of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah.
When Mitchell, this heavy fucking set cop, is running around and they're just singing Mitchell, 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 Mitchell as he's fucking doing shit.
Are we still talking about streaming?
I think so.
We're still talking about Mystery Science Theater 3000 now because I brought it up unfortunately, but the big difference is that it is clearly affected by the modern like pace. So it used to just be kind of like a joke every 30 seconds, and it was a very like hungover.
You got to actually see some of the shitty movie. Yeah,
where now they are just like bam, bam, bam. Like they are making it a show that like you're supposed to completely pay attention to, and it's. I don't really necessarily like that as much because to me, Mystery Science Theater, damn it, MST3K is a show you keep on while you're doing other shit.
Don't fucking abbreviate it. Anyways.
That's the fan abbreviation. Real fans say MST3K. We never say it out loud.
Oh, I will always. Okay, by the way, I don't want to like toot any horns, but Mystery Science Theater 3000 is one of those things that I've been following since the get-go. I mean, I remember episode 1 of Simpsons. I remember episode 1 of In Living Color. Like, I stumbled across those. And I remember episode 1, Mystery Science Theater 3000. I stumbled across that as well. And a lot of this is not due to me at all. It all happens to be my older brother who was able to influence me enough at the time. And I will never call it MST3K. I fuck that shit. Anyway, so, well, Felk, so you've been streaming since, what, 2013 you said?
Mm-hmm.
And do any of us have friends who torrent?
I know some guys.
You know a couple guys who torrent?
Yeah.
I think I know one guy.
What's torrenting like? What have they told you? What have they told you about torrenting then, Felk?
Well, what do you want to know?
Well, like, what would a friend of yours torrent?
But let's say you have something that you want to watch that's not available on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, or HBO Now, which isn't a whole lot of stuff.
How do you know? Like, you're like, I'm in the mood for fucking Demolition Man. It's not on Netflix. It's not on Amazon.
I'm always in the mood.
I'm gonna fucking torrent that shit.
That's pretty much it. That's the thought process, I would imagine.
Do you wait you wait an hour or two to download it, and then you
if it takes you an hour to download a 2 gig movie, you have bad internet.
Based on your friends, you mean your friends' internet?
Based on friends' internet.
How long does it take to download it to?
If you have enough seeds, 15 to 20 minutes.
Friends' internet.
That's still too long, man. At that point, I want to watch something else.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
A little patience is fine.
I had a friend who torrented at his as a parent-in-laws, and when he torrented at his parent-in-laws, he got an email immediately saying, "You can't be torrenting the Matrix soundtrack." And each individual artist on that track, so like Rob Zombie, whatever the fuck, whomever else is involved, they all individually were able to attack that friend of mine. And I think the friend mainly just simply said, "Oh yeah, I don't have my password on, so people just must be torrenting on my Wi-Fi without my knowledge."
How did they get your friend's email address?
You know what? They contacted the provider, and the provider had no problem giving up my friend's email address.
Wow,
that's weird.
Yeah,
I had a friend who used to torrent a lot. It was mainly music, but there's some movies and stuff, and he never got contacted once.
Oh, really?
No.
Dude, these friends, by the way, I gotta say, these friends are some cool boys, okay?
Yeah, these friends are very cool. But anyway, it's very weird that your friend got called out, because I've never heard of anything like that.
Yeah, I've heard of it before. It's never happened to my friends.
One of my friends who's happens to be a lawyer now, he also got attacked a couple times by HBO. And each time he was in a different apartment complex, and he just kept saying he left his Wi-Fi open, and they were just like, "Okay, well then put a password on it, and that's that."
I believe the HBO stuff because they go after people.
HBO is fuck yeah. Don't torrent HBO.
They should go after you because fuck you.
Or tell your friends don't torrent HBO.
Yeah, because your friends should not fucking torrent Game of Thrones. Pay for that shit. That's a good show.
Yeah,
Pay for that shit.
It's a fucking good show.
That's a great show.
And also, I have friends who will like introduce me to easy websites you can access on your PlayStation or your Roku device or whatever has an internet browser.
What?
Yeah, MMX is a good one.
Yeah, and
your friends need to get in contact with my friends.
No, but listen to this. I'll turn it on, and immediately I'm like, it'll be like, "Oh, they have fucking movies that are in the theaters." I'll turn it on and be like, "What the fuck is this 480p shit?" And you get a terrible quality. And I'm a fucking film snob, so when I'm watching something that's not even 1080p, I notice, and I don't want to watch it. I want to pay for my quality shit.
Well, I can't stand it when my friends watch bootlegs that have like a shaky cam or feet in the shot.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I can't stand my friends like that.
Ballard, do you remember that time that mine and your friends torrented the second Twilight movie, and our friends got so bored watching it they watched the entire movie at 1.5x speed?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, those friends of ours watched it at 1.5 speed because it was the only way to watch New Moon. But New Moon was better, according to our friends. Was better at 1.5 speed than it was at normal speed because the shots didn't last as long, and it was a fucking terrible movie. I mean, I never seen it,
so
but
I've
my
heard.
friends saw
So
it.
I've heard. I've never watched it either. I would never watch one of those movies, but I have friends who did.
My friends love the part where the guy rides up shirtless on a motorcycle and just like drops the bike and just like it's just shirtless. I love that.
Your friend loved it, right?
I don't love it. My friends love it.
He's a ghost at that point, isn't he?
Well, I think these friends are really fucking cool. Like, I think they sound like some cool boys. Like, seriously.
Very cool boys.
So, what do you guys think the future of this will be? Do you guys think this is going to be like streaming in general? Obviously, the future. Do you think cable or satellite is ever going to be able to catch up with streaming?
Yeah, dude. I mean, they're fucked. Like when I cancel my cable account, like they're calling me every day, being like, "What can we do?" And I'm like, "Can you get it to $40?" And they shit their pants and they hang up.
That's it, really?
Yeah, they have no answer. So I mean, I'm paying $40 right now to stream it on the PlayStation View.
View.
Yeah, View.
View.
Hey, babe, they do Bravo on PlayStation View. Do you want to switch over to PlayStation View?
Yes.
Done. That's it. It's official. Mrs. Coolboy says.
Do you know why I don't have View? Is because I signed up just to watch the fucking Oscars, and they didn't at the time have ABC for some stupid reason. And then a week later, they announced we have ABC, and I had already gone out and ran my ass to a Target and fucking bought a antenna. So
they have every channel you'd watch right now, unless you watch MTV. No Viacom channels, so except for Comedy Central.
All right, well, I think that's like, pretty much it we can all talk about DVR versus streaming versus torrenting. I mean, I think after this conversation, and I wanted to pick your brain, Noli, mostly because of PlayStation View, and I've always been a PlayStation fan since PS1, and I know you were an Xbox fan back in the day.
I don't watch any TV, pretty much. I watch HBO, but like I watch movies, so Amazon Prime for me is fine, Netflix for me is fine.
Right.
I had to get the The View strictly for my wife who watches Bravo. That's why I had to get it, because I saw Bravo was on there. I had to get PlayStation View.
Pumpies.
But I will tell you, she's like not loving it so far. So that's the problem. She's not super tech savvy though. So like I have to get her into the app, and then she like understands what she's doing.
I fucking missed the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion episode, and I was so fucking pissed. I was so fucking pissed.
Please,
I don't watch that.
Please listen.
No, the reunions. Okay, so I hate the Housewives.
The reunions are good though.
I hate the Housewives shows, Felk. I hate the Housewives shows. I like the Vanderpump and I like the Below Deck. I don't mind those.
Below Deck sounds like the gayest thing I've ever heard.
It is. Oh, Felk, Blow Dick is what it
Lots
is,
of
right?
fellatio.
No.
So I love Housewives reunions. You know what? So right now reunions are airing, right? Isn't Reunion Part 2 on right now?
No, what's that? Or not?
Part 3 is on right now.
I'm two parts behind.
Ballard, one thing.
Yeah.
You know on DVR when a show is recording, you can start it and start it from the beginning, even though it's like halfway through. Mm-hmm. On PlayStation View, if it's in progress, you have to join it in progress. You can't go back to the beginning.
Oh, fuck me. Really?
So you have to, if it's like 20 minutes left, you have to wait 20 minutes before you start it when it's completed.
Well, if that came to like the Bravo shows, I'd be totally fine with that, because I live in the 5-minute like when we get to commercial breaks, I just hit the page up button, which is like a 5-minute jump. I don't give a fuck. Like I'll jump 2 minutes of commercials, 3 minutes of commercials, and then 2 minutes into the episode and not give a fuck.
Right.
Please.
I love the reunions, because then I'm like, I get the whole season wrapped up, and I get Andy Cohen, the greatest man, the greatest American that's ever lived, Andy Cohen, feeding me all the dirt, and he just tells me everything I need to know.
I don't even know who this person is.
Fuck, you need to know who Andy Cohen is.
No,
Seriously,
I don't.
This guy should be the next David Letterman. Seriously, Andy Cohen will be that next David Letterman.
So does Andy Cohen get us into talking bodies?
I don't know how to segue that one.
All systems ready. 3, 2, 1.
I saw him out walking with his girl.
Talking bodies. Yeah. Talking bodies.
Oh, yeah. So we got mega hotties this week, or any super babes.
Oh, you tease it really. No, you tease it so hard. Who are you talking about now?
Well, I got my wife just sitting about 10 feet behind me, so I can't wait to talk about fucking Leah Gotti.
Oh, okay.
Leah Gotti is gorgeous. Fuck me. I just found out about Leah Gotti.
I'm Googling right now.
And be sure, don't
natural.
Google, by the way, because like I learned after I Googled the names I gave you that one time, that was Megan Avalon and Terry Jane, that Google doesn't even show nude images anymore. So you have to add nude to see those girls proper nude, especially Megan Avalon. That's right.
I learned that a long time ago.
Yeah, that's old news, big guy.
Okay, good.
But yeah, I don't have much to say other than like she's natural, totally natural. I think she's like a B cup, but she's gorgeous. She's got a little bit of a hook nose, like a little Jew nose going on.
Jesus.
But I got a Jew nose going on.
Ballard is half Jewish, just for listeners out there who might be writing us letters.
I think she's pretty beautiful. I think she's amazing. I'm sure my wife behind me is Googling her right now, but she's got headphones on, so hopefully not.
She looks like your wife.
She's not I've never really, not that big into her. She's no Skyla Novia.
Watch videos of her. She fucks like a champ. That's all I gotta say.
No,
like,
not compared to the.
No. I mean, like, I would say this: if you put Leah Gotti and Kendra Lust, just to bring in two names.
Kendra Lust isn't. I'm not a fan of hers. She's having to go to my gym.
Oh fuck me! I'm a huge fan of Kendra Lust. I mean, Kendra Lust and Rachel Starr together is like a dream.
They're prudes.
The third image of Leah Gotti for me is a 5-on-1 gangbang with black dudes.
Yep,
it's black dudes. I was gonna say, is it black dudes? Because she loves that black dude cock.
Yeah.
See, I don't know what it is, but right now, black dude cock is so in right now. It's so in.
Adriana Chekik and Megan Rain both do a lot of that, and it's just because for the same reason that I can't get into uncircumcised porn stars as much as I like Manuel Ferreira. I can't associate with a cock if it's uncircumcised, and I definitely can't associate with a cock if it's black.
Manuel does too much fucking fingering of the clit. Like, that's my biggest problem.
He likes pleasuring women. I like that.
Well, you're not pleasuring women when you're fucking jackhammering their clit.
You'd be surprised. Porn stars' clits are numb. They've endured so much. They need a jackhammering to feel it.
Have you ever come across a porn and like, I mean, I don't know how you guys do it, but like something like Pornhub, like, you just click. You click it on all the more videos or whatever to see other things. So you get into like MILF videos and then like you see the cesarean like scar.
What? I don't know a single MILF porn star who has a cesarean scar. And here's a little hint. Most of the top MILF porn stars, Veronica Avlov, Lisa Ann, Kendra Lust, no kids.
I was gonna say most of them are just don't even. My favorite MILF porn video on like Pornhub is like MILF gets fucked so hard, and then you click on it, it's like a 20-year-old girl.
Yeah, Aurora Snow talked at the beginning of her porn star. She was a famous porn star named Aurora Snow. At the beginning of one porn she's in, where she's like a MILF, she's like, "Wait, is this MILFs or am I teen?" She's like, she doesn't remember which one she is because there's no time to transition. You just go from one to the other. At like 25,
Teen fidelity.
At one time you go from teen fidelity to fucking porn fidelity, and then you're a MILF.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, big guy. You know what I like? I like a lot. I like what's that one that's like it's like milk? Pure Mature. Pure Mature is
good.
Yeah, I like.
Oh, that's like a classy.
It's very classy. Yes.
Very classy.
Yeah, it's very classy.
Very classy.
I know that one.
Janet Mason does a lot of work with them, and she's also a very fit MILF. I don't know how she might be too fit for you.
Janet Mason.
Just you guys don't like fit girls.
Madison Ivy is gorgeous.
Janet Mason.
Googling.
She's actually a professional FBB, female bodybuilder.
All right, well that was my mega hottie. I want to go with Leah Gotti as a mega hottie. Not a super babe, but a mega hottie.
I want to throw out Skyla Novia as a better alternative to Ballard's.
So I've seen Skyla Novia's like name, but I've never actually looked
Janet
her up.
Mason.
Mason is way too buff.
Okay.
Felk, Skyla or Skyler?
Skyla, I believe.
She's a redheaded goddess, if I believe, right?
She's been blonde sometimes. But yeah, she's red.
You know what she reminds me of? She reminds me a lot of like an Alana Rain mixed with a Siri.
Yeah. There's a Siri vibe going on there. I love Siri.
I like Alana Rain.
And Angela White got cut out. We haven't aired that one, but Angela White is the best porn star working today.
I think Patreon users might get Angela White though.
Someday. But everyone deserves Angela White.
She's got a lot of freckles, huh?
She's freckled.
Wow, but she's got that weird.
She's got like the Faye Reagan level of freckly. Yeah, Faye Reagan was okay.
Have you ever seen like photos of people with freckles taken when they're like when they're like in negative lighting?
No.
It's fucking incredible. It's weird. I mean, it's disgusting, but it's incredible.
I have freckles.
Look like they. No, oh well, dude. I wonder if you take it in negative light, how you would look. Because there's like this type of lighting they can do for photography where that picks up like our stripes, the natural human stripe we have. We all have like tiger-like stripes on our back, and it kind of varies on human to human. It's like a fingerprint. And we have these weird tiger stripes. We all have them. I forget exactly what they're called. It's what is it called? It's some fucking weird. Oh, Blasco lines. Blasco lines. We all have Blasco lines, and so in a certain lighting, you can see our tiger stripes. Humans actually have what looks like tiger stripes or like zebra-like stripes. It's very weird. If you type in Blasco, Blaschko on Google and then click on images, you can see it, and it's fascinating to see what we look like. Some people look like they have like almost like a burn, like a third-degree burn. But we have these weird stripings that look a lot like tiger stripes.
Okay.
All humans have them.
Okay. Well,
anyways.
We'll move on. Well, maybe that could be a whole other topic of another time.
I don't think we need to do a show about Blasco lines.
I've never heard of it, and I'm always interested about science. I just feel like there's.
Fuck yeah, we can always bring up an episode about human anatomy for science.
There's more, as much of that as there is of the ASMR. We did a whole fucking episode about that. I want to give you guys one more then.
Yeah, give me one more.
Amy Anderson, and I believe it's
I know
two
her
S's.
from back when she was Jana James.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she looks a lot more fake now.
Yeah, She looks like Kim Kardashian now or something.
Way faker. She is made of fucking plastic.
Yeah, something's wrong with her.
But she's not. I mean, I'm not sure what era I'm seeing these photos from. I'm seeing something from like a red floral dress, but she looks she's great. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
When she came out, she was blonde, and she did like hardcore, like 30 guys banging her.
Yep.
First photo on Google Images, Demi Lovato for Amy Anderson.
Yeah, ANDRSSEN.
Poor fucking. Oh, but second photo, I see what you're saying. Yeah, what size are her tits, dude? Fucking size Z?
They basically they're like googly eyes. Her like tits are like looking in different directions.
Yeah, she was fine in the beginning, but then she went like just huge, and like she's like a weird nipple now or something.
You know what, Noli? The red floral dress I was just referencing, that's like clearly early on because she's beautiful. But these tits that's just out of control.
That's why I like Terry Jane so much, man.
And she dyed her hair black or something. Like she's gotten crazy.
All right, Noli, anybody from you? Mega hottie, super babe?
No, that's it.
All right, well, I guess it's time to move into Love That Dong.
No. We didn't even do the fucking actual discussion from.
You're right. I just want to get to that dong so fucking
You want
bad.
that dong so bad, but this will be quick, anyways. And
all right, well, yeah. Let's go go ahead, Felk.
So as always, Talking Bodies also has us rate the top 3 from any specific show, movie, or franchise, and this one's relatively simple. We're going with the DCEU. That's the Detective Comics Expanded Universe.
No! Detective Comics Extended
Universe. But in this case, we're going to do multiverse because there's really only Margot Robbie.
No, that's part of Extended. It's not multi, it's Extended. It's part of it because the Infinite Universes is all part of the Extended Universe. So
it has to be multiverse because the Flash and Supergirl don't even exist in the same universe. They're different universes.
Right. That's the Infinite Universes. That's the whole purpose of Infinite Crisis from the DC storyline, Infinite Crisis.
Well, then that means then technically, because of the one line from Supergirl where Brandon Routh mentions that he recognizes Supergirl as his cousin, that means Brandon Routh is possibly in play. That means even Kate Bosworth's an option. Although who would really pick Kate Bosworth when you got Margot Robbie? So, all right, for me it's Margot Robbie, Gal Gadot, Melissa Benoit from Supergirl.
Okay. Just for the listeners' purposes here. So the top 3 does not necessarily have to be only women because Hugh Jackman did win the Foxman Universe top 3, if we clarify that.
Oh, okay.
He did win that. Hugh Jackman was number 1.
I like Phil's list, but then I'll throw Jared Leto at number 3.
Fuck Jared Leto.
Fuck Jared Leto. 30 seconds to my dick. In the news, there was a article from Patty Jenkins talking about the challenges of crafting an origin story after the character had already been introduced by Zack Snyder.
For Wonder Woman. Right, and it seems like she kind of like actually got fucked by Snyder some, huh?
I don't know. I mean, she seems like she's trying to spin it like she didn't. Like Snyder picked the Wonder Woman, and I didn't really like that I couldn't pick who was going to play Wonder Woman.
She didn't like Gal Gadot. Like she says in it, she did not like Gal Gadot.
But then she says, then I met her and she was perfect.
But then she met her, which it kind of feels like politics, doesn't that?
Yeah, of course.
But I actually do like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, so maybe
I like her too.
Yeah, maybe she sees the same thing I do because she was terrible in the fucking Fast and Furious franchise.
She was terrible. That's why I was so concerned.
I don't even know her from those.
She's in 4, 5, and 6.
She's like the worst thing in them too.
She is.
I've only seen her as Wonder Woman and in that fucking Gangland movie.
Gang Bang 6000?
What?
You didn't see Meet the Joneses?
No, I didn't see Meet the Joneses.
Oh, no, Felk, you're talking about 999.
999, no.
I've actually seen Gal Gadot in person, and let me tell you, she's fucking tall.
Oh, you have seen her in person?
No, she's like 6 feet tall, and she commands like a presence. So I could see like if she walked into that casting room, Zack Snyder immediately was like, "Oh my god, you're like 10 feet taller than me because I'm fucking 2 foot tall." Zack
Snyder's not short though, because I've seen him photos of him next to Ben in Henry, so he's tall.
Okay. I'm just assuming that he was like 5 feet tall. I've never met Zack Snyder.
No, but like Gal Gadot in like Comic-Con is standing next to Ben Affleck, and like she's wearing probably 3-inch heels.
Yeah, she's taller than him.
But she's like as tall as Ben Affleck. She's fucking tall.
I just said she's tall, and she came into a room, and you notice her. She's big. She's like a tall woman.
I'm gonna need a stepladder.
Oh, you're sick. Well, anyways,
to eat her pussy. Which
I think that the top 2 are, there's no question, it's Margot and then Gal.
Yep.
So who's 3?
I'm saying Melissa Benoit.
I don't know if Margot is top 1 because like I like Margot Robbie. I thought she was fantastic in Wolf of Wall Street, of course, when you got to see Margot. But
Margot's pussy.
Margot's
Robbie.
Yeah.
But I think for me, when it comes to DCEU and because of Flash,
if you say Amy Adams, I swear to God,
we have not Amy Adams. We have the entire DC franchise of films all break their way into it.
You going Daniel Panabaker?
No, I mean, yeah. No, I would say like you could say Keaton, you could say Clooney, you could say
No. Those were no Easter eggs. Current. They
are Easter eggs. They are absolute Easter eggs in the Flash. But personally,
I'm going Chase Meridian.
I think number one is Ben Affleck. I think it's Ben Affleck because Ben Affleck for me in BVS, his barrel-chested Batman is like exactly the Adam West Batman I always wanted, but that shot fuckers in the face with his fucking Gatling guns. So I guess
would you say you would seriously fuck Ben Affleck over Margot Robbie? Because like
dude, the top three has nothing to do with fucking. It's just about the best bodies in that era or franchise or film or TV show.
Okay, I thought it was implying that your personal level of sexual attraction. If you're talking about as like a third party, just saying like my personal preference aside, if I had to sell body? Which I mean that's a perspective, and I love in the director's commentary that Joel Schumacher does for Batman Forever, and he talks about how people gave him so much shit for this movie because he objectified everybody, both Val Kilmer and Nicole Kidman, but just showing their bodies, and he's like, that's what they're for. That's what you put beautiful people in a movie for, is to show their beautiful bodies. So if that's like your perspective of like, it doesn't matter what you're attracted to. I personally thought talking bodies was always like, who do you find the most beautiful? And I don't think that's Ben Affleck for you, but I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not going to judge you. I will not.
I guess if it's based on like personal, like who would I want to come inside, then that's a lot different. But like, well, okay, how about this? Okay, so then I do agree. Top one out of the top three, I guess the first place spot definitely goes to Margot Robbie.
Okay, good.
I think there's nothing better than Margot Robbie right now when it comes, and at least in the DCEU. Yeah. And then I would say next is not Gal, even though, see, I don't know. Because for me, like Wonder Woman.
Who is better than Gal?
Well, it's not Gal. It's not Gal that does it for me. It's Wonder Woman. Like Wonder Woman does it. I bought the origin of Wonder Woman book about the author and how he came up with Wonder Woman and why he came up with Wonder Woman. And I bought that for my wife because I was like, read this. You got to read this fucking book. Like, it's awesome. It's like, and it's a top seller.
Well, the floodgates are open. You can say Linda Carter because, I mean, back in the day, goddamn.
She's not DCEU, though.
Well, I thought we were going to do anything DC, so. But Linda Carter was fucking stacked. I mean, I guess. She is.
You know what? Okay, fine. Then if we want to do, I'll take this. I'll throw this out there then. What about Adrian?
This is too broad.
I know, we've lost control of this segment.
No, Adrian Pilecki.
Top three has gone. This is the most intense top three.
Adrian Pilecki? What the fuck? She's Marvel. Oh, she was in the pilot? That doesn't count. The pilot. Yeah, on-air pilots.
Throw that in. Yeah.
That mole in the center of her eye, like that third eye she has. Oh, I want to give her the brown eye.
I don't know. We've lost control of this. So,
right,
so the winner is Margot Robbie and then Gal Gadot.
Margot Robbie, Gal Gadot, Melissa Benoist. There we go. All right, well then I guess we move on from the top three to...
Now we're going to talk about dicks.
Love that dog. Love that dog.
Yeah, because we didn't talk enough about fucking men's bodies in the last segment. We're going to talk about dicks, and we're going to talk about specifically dancing dicks.
Dancing dicks.
Three-legged dancers, and the third leg means dongs.
Does it really?
This is my favorite.
So we're talking about actors who are famous for dancing, and the three actors in this case who have danced in the motion picture films are Kevin Bacon, Patrick Swayze, R.I.P., and John Travolta, also R.I.P. Maybe.
Yes.
Is John Travolta dead all of a sudden?
I'm future-proofing this episode.
Is he going to have a second resurrection?
No,
I don't think so. I think he's done.
I think the answer is obvious this time.
Kevin
And I think
Bacon.
it's Patrick Swayze because apparently doesn't your dick keep growing when you're dead?
That's fucked up. No, your hair and nails do. Your dick falls off.
Oh, ew. Oh, well, then Patrick Swayze probably loses because he's got no dick right now.
Okay, so the link you have is him as a Chippendales dancer with Chris Farley. That's the best dick we can find?
Yeah, you got to pay attention to the bounce of his dick.
There's dick there.
There's dick there. Well, I think based on what I saw, I got to say, I think probably Kevin Bacon wins.
Yeah, Kevin wins. And you did Wild Things as our reference. Although you see his dick in Hollow Man, it even looks bigger than that.
Wait, really? You see his dick in Hollow Man?
Yeah, it's kind of like invisible, but you can see it. You can see it. You can see like because he gets in water, and you can see it swinging back and forth.
Paul Verhoeven though added like 10 inches to that.
Probably.
That Verhoeven, he's always adding 10 inches.
That Verhoeven. I think Bacon wins because the other two guys are traditionally handsome. Kevin Bacon, had to have a big dick to get through those meetings. He had to whip it out and be like, hire this. And they're like, fuck yes.
Can you imagine punch dancing as Kevin Bacon in the middle of Footloose and having such a huge dong just waving around those tight jeans?
Travolta, who knows with that guy?
Yeah, his hair is fake, so his dick can be fake in any photo you see of it.
But Felk, here's the thing about Travolta, right? So the dude is so comfortable working out at 3 a.m. and picking up some man ass.
Yeah, there's a lot of photos of him kissing men too, by the way.
Right.
Let's just acknowledge that.
He's got to be slinging some dick. The guy's got like a fucking at least like a 22 caliber.
No, not necessarily. You don't have to have a big dick to be gay.
What?
You can be gay and still have a small dick. Yeah, believe it or not, I'm pretty fucking positive about that.
You're a liar.
Yeah, but you gotta have a pretty big dick to be grabbing like just other guys' dick at 3 a.m.
No, that's called compensating, overcompensating.
Well, I guess we should say that hypothetically grabbing guys' dicks at 3 a.m. we don't know if he's really doing that.
Except the photos of him doing it.
I love that photo of him smiling next to that other dude working out
with his actual hair too.
Yeah, with actual hair.
What was that?
That was him trying to crush some ass at 3 a.m.
That's ridiculous.
No, I've gone to 24-hour fitness at like 1 a.m. Yeah, there's there's stuff going on.
You go to weird gyms. We've already established that.
Yeah.
My gym has a sign that discourages people from fucking in the locker room. They needed the sign.
Kevin Bacon wins?
I think so.
Kevin Bacon, then Swayze, then Travolta. Okay. The end. And now let's move on to yelling at the wall.
You're a fool.
I think you complain just to hear yourself talk.
Yeah, I'll shut you up.
Yelling at the wall.
Haven't you had enough?
Oh, yeah.
And let's check the letters and tweets.
We have a letter.
Do we?
We do. So this guy named John wrote to us, and I'll just read his email to us. Hi, cool boys. Did you fucks hear the fucking news? You guys are fucking fags. Did you fucking know that? Just wanted to inform you fucks of the fucking discovery. Thanks a fucking lot, John. Well, thank you, John.
Is that real?
Yes.
I missed that one.
I didn't see. That's amazing. I love this guy.
All right, well, I just want to point out real quick that Felk, you've been doing a bang-up job with the Cool Boys tweets. This is episode 2 has finally been released, and I just want to let our listeners know, if you're interested in Felk tweeting for about 10 minutes on video, you go ahead and click on Cool Boys tweets, episode 2. I would recommend episode 1 first so you can follow the story. But episode 2 has just been released recently.
It's amazing.
And it's just...
Thank you.
It's amazing. It's Felk tweeting live, and you can experience what tweeting live feels like when you aren't the one tweeting.
Very drunk.
Well, I mainly want to at least let people know that we have other episodes. At Cool Boy Nation, we have multiple different types of things here with the Cool Boys podcast, and one of those things on YouTube is Cool Boys Tweets, which is a show that is run by Felk as of right now.
Oh, yes.
And it's a great show, I gotta say. I love watching that show when you release it.
It's good.
I appreciate that. Thank you. That's just me drunk learning how to use Twitter.
I appreciate, Felk, the fact that you follow people that Alexandra Daddario follows.
Yes.
That was great.
I forget who that was, but I was like, okay. That's valid enough for me.
Was it Smokey the Bear or some shit?
What?
Was it Smokey the Bear?
I think so, yeah. That sounds right.
I love how you're the most famous bear. Okay, so I'm watching the video, and Felk's like, well, I'm going to first mention the famous bear, the first famous bear I can think of. And I'm thinking to myself, Bart the Bear. And Felk goes, Paddington.
Yeah. I was thinking fucking internationally.
That surprised me.
Internationally, he's the most famous bear.
No Yogi?
Yogi's American.
No, he's British.
Yogi's American.
Oh, Yogi. I'm sorry. I thought you said.
But Paddington is from India, but is most famous for being British, and he is internationally.
Peru.
We don't just want America. We want everyone in the goddamn world listening.
Paddington's from Peru, actually.
Peru, whatever.
And by the way, the new Paddington film is great. I just gotta say that. That's 5 out of 5
on the Ballard scale.
So if you want to see a good bear movie, it's a
Well,
5
I was
out of
very
5.
rude at him recently, so I don't think he's a fan of me or us.
I liked Paddington. So I guess that takes us to the Cool Boy Nation question of the week. Felk, what is that question?
That question is: would you rather eat Ron Jeremy's asshole or eat a raw 4-inch long larva? To me, that's an obvious question. You just do you Ron Jeremy's asshole.
Wait,
that's obvious.
Very.
I guess there should be a little bit of a stipulation here on the fact that eating Ron Jeremy's asshole for 30 minutes or.
Oh, you didn't say no 30 minutes. Yeah.
No, I know. So we got to come up with
I was assuming
idea
it was till
long.
Ron Jeremy taps you and says, I'm good. And I was also assuming it would be like classic attractive, well, not attractive, but classic, like in shape Ron Jeremy, because I saw Ron Jeremy, I think at just in Hollywood Walking, or maybe I saw a photo of him actually. No, sorry, I'm getting kind of drunk. But I've definitely seen.
Are you drinking Four Locos?
No, this is my second one.
Yeah, he is.
He looks. If you Google what Ron Jeremy looks like now, he looks fucking horrible. He is dying. So I wouldn't want to eat like dying Ron Jeremy's asshole. But you should definitely, like, if you're talking about like in the 70s or 80s Ron Jeremy's asshole, that's a privilege.
I hope your neighbor's listening in right now.
I'd rather eat a fucking larva.
A 4-inch larva, also eat is a colloquial term. That just means tongue or pleasure. You're not actually like swallowing an asshole when you eat it. You're just getting in there. But eating a raw larva, and then you show the photo of Bear Grylls eating a raw larva. The alcohol is really hitting me right now. You have to actually eat it. You have to chew it and swallow it. You have to digest it and put it inside you. Nothing goes inside you when you eat Ron Jeremy's asshole. You're just licking something. You're just licking flesh.
I guess the larva's really gross. I would do larva. I saw the Bear Grylls episode when it aired, like when he like eats the 4-inch larva and it just pops in his mouth and squirts all that shit on his chin. But like, that's like protein at least, and I'm not eating like feces. I think that's the part for me. Because there's the amount of hair on Ron Jeremy's asshole is equivalent to a rainforest, and he ain't wiping clean enough.
No, I'm assuming that even if that you could clean it off first, or that he's at least like freshly showered after a nice bubble bath. Also, if I ever meet classic porn star Nina Hartley, who's also eating Ron Jeremy's asshole in a porn I've seen, I could be like, hey, what's up, girl? You know what we both done?
You assume too much that these guys have clean assholes.
Yeah, there's not. These assholes aren't clean.
Well, I've had girls lick my asshole, and I cleaned first, knowing it was going to happen.
Okay, well, how do you clean?
That's for another episode. Let's tease the viewers.
Peroxide.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for tweeting us.
Love those tweets.
Love them. Well, that brings us to a close of this fabulous episode. Thank you very much for listening. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at coolboyspodcast and email us at thecoolboyspodcast@gmail.com. Special thank you to CoAG for the fabulous music we use for this podcast. If you need copyright and royalty-free music for any video production, games, movies, etc., email coagmusic@yahoo.com.
Are we done?
We're good.
I think that's it, guys. All right, well, that's it for this week.
And once again, I'm Felk.
I'm Ballard.
And I'm Nolan.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
Bye, C's.
Thank you.
Cool boys.
Cool boys.
So cool.
So cool.
All right, we're out.
You are outstanding American boy.
You have excelled in all things.
I pump while I dump. Oh, yeah.
So cool.
Oh, yeah.
So cool.
Oh, yeah.
So cool.
This episode of the Cool Boys Podcast was brought to you by
Get some
Cool boys.
so serious.